Welcome back. For the past few days, the country has mourned the death of Tim Russert, our friend and leader here at NBC. Eloquent and powerful memorials have been seen and heard from his son Luke, his friends and colleagues like Mike Barnacle, Tom Brokaw, and Andrea Mitchell, the President of the United States, and the current presidential candidates. He was that memorable, that influential, that inspiring, that big a force. But in addition to being a great father, journalist, political analyst, and leader, he was also a lawyer. In fact, it appears his New York law license was still active when he died. And every week, he dazzled us with that legal intuition and know-how as he cross-examined the most important figures in the country about the most important of issues, with the skill and finesse of the finest of trial lawyers. Meet the Press was his courtroom. But he never played judge or jury. He was the public's advocate. We, all of us, were his clients. Once a guest entered the Sunday witness box, he or she was confronted with facts, just the facts. And hopefully we were then in a far better position to render judgment. Here now some of our favorite moments of Tim Russert, the tough inquisitor.
Sir, what manufacturers are the three biggest employers in the state of Louisiana?
Well, we have a number of employers in our state.
But who are the three biggest manufacturers who are the biggest employers in the state of Louisiana?
I couldn't give you their name right off, sir.
You don't know who the biggest employers in the state of Louisiana are?
I don't have the statistics in front of me. I know a lot of the...
Sir, you're talking about economic development, and you don't know...
I tell you what, the state of Louisiana is the biggest employer in our state. And because it is so big, and there's so many employees, and there's so much waste and inefficiency, and there's so many selling of positions, and there's so much corruption in government, it's hurting every business in the state of Louisiana. That's the biggest
Mr. Duke,
employer.
let me get back
now,
to...
I couldn't give you the exact rank from the other.
I'm not asking for rank. I asked you for any three names of the large employers. Let me ask you another... Mr. Edwards, just a second, we'll get to you. Mr. Duke, please. All right, in terms of economic development, the condition of your state, how many people in your state live below the poverty line?
A great percentage. So we have the highest per capita percentage in the country, just about the last 5 states of the country.
How many?
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, sir.
Sir,
I don't carry around an almanac with me.
Well, if I told you it was 25% of your state lived below the poverty line, would you believe me?
I could believe you, yes.
Are these the kinds of things the governor should know? Who the largest employers are? How many people live below the poverty line?
The primary rationale given for the war in Iraq was Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. On August of 2002, this is what you told the VFW. Let's just watch it.
Simply stated, there is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
In fact, there is grave doubt because they did not exist along the lines that you described, the President described, and others described. Based on what you know now, that Saddam did not have the weapons of mass destruction that was described, would you still have gone into Iraq?
Yes, Tim, because what the reports also showed, while he did not have stockpiles, clearly the intelligence that said he did was wrong. That was the intelligence all of us saw. That was the intelligence all of us believed.
You voted to authorize war. The resolution you voted for, Robert Byrd said was a blank check for George Bush. Ted Kennedy says was a vote for war. James Carville and Paul Begala said anyone who says that vote wasn't a vote for war is bunk.
Well, Tim, if I had a lot of paper in front of me, I could quote people who say something very differently. So I know you're very good at this, and I respect it.
I want to bring you back to Thursday in an exchange we had. Here's a question I asked you and your response. Let's watch.
Senator McCain, you have said repeatedly, quote, I know a lot less about economics than I do about military and foreign policy issues. I still need to be educated. Is it a problem for your campaign that the economy is now the most important issue, one that, by your own acknowledgement, you are not well versed on?
Actually, I don't know where you got that quote from. I'm very well versed in economics.
Well, now I know where you got the quote from. Now I know where you got the quote from.
I will show you where I got the quote from. I got it from John McCain, and here it is. McCain is refreshingly blunt when he tells me, quote, I'm going to be honest. I know a lot less about economics than I do about military and foreign policy issues. I still need to be educated.
When you announced your candidacy back in February of 2007 in Springfield, the same place Abraham Lincoln announced his candidacy, and we're showing it there on the screen, Reverend Wright was going to give the invocation. He was disinvited. He told the New York Times that you said to him, quote, you get kind of rough in the sermons, so we decided it's best for you not to be out there in public. And you cited a Rolling Stone interview where he said that one of the essential facts about the U.S. is, quote, we believe in white supremacy and black inferiority and believe it more than we believe in God. Now, that is so contrary to a speech I heard you gave yesterday about one nation, one people.
Right.
So you knew in 2007, this guy's a problem.
Right.
I have to keep him out of the spotlight involving my campaign. Why didn't you just say then, you know, Reverend, we're going on different paths because this country does not believe in white supremacy and black inferiority?
Right. Well, my commitment, as I said, Tim, is to the church, not to a pastor.
You've been on Meet the Press 63 times, which is more than anyone else in history. On this program, have you ever told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Probably not.
I have to tell you, it was really hard to choose among those various clips. And if we do our jobs well, a piece of Tim will remain with all of us.